welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a video about mine and my family's experience going to Mexico to get my husband's CR1 visa. Sometimes you think stuff may never happen to you, or maybe only happen to one person and nobody else. And today is going to be a very, I'd say, terrifying story, because it was terrifying for us and unbelievable. I have some notes here because I had to write everything down just so I wouldn't forget anything, because I don't want this to happen to anybody else, but I want the whole story so nothing is missed and every detail is on here. On July 23rd, we headed to the airport from Panama City. About 6 a.m. we headed there, and we got on our flight. I believe it was around 8:30 a.m. to go to Ciudad Juarez in Chihuahua, Mexico. And it was a pretty easy process getting through the airport and getting on the plane. And we flew to Mexico City, and from Mexico City we flew from there to Ciudad Juarez. We got to our hotel, I'd say around 5 p.m. it was. We got a taxi from the airport to our hotel. We stayed at the extended suites. It was close to everything, the consulate, biometrics, medical, and all that. Even had a mall close by, walking distance, different restaurants like Denny's, Wendy's. They had a Starbucks there. It was a pretty nice area where we were. On July 24th, it was my husband's medical exam. He said it went pretty smoothly. It was an easy process there. He had to wait a lot. It took about 3 hours until he got back to the hotel. And then on July 25th, it was his biometrics, which he said was also an easy process. They didn't ask for much. It took him only about an hour there. On July 26th, it was his visa interview, which was about a 2-hour process. And he got approved, thank God. He said they didn't ask for much, which is a plus. And he got back to the hotel. We were so happy. We were all excited. We were calling family back in America, his family in Mexico, telling them we were approved, and crying, happy tears, all the emotions all at once. It was awesome that he got approved. We were all so excited. Everybody was crying. His mom especially, she said whenever we got to Mexico, we were going to go to Mexico City, and we were going to go to the basilica there and thank the saints. I believe that's how it goes. We were going to thank the Saint of Guadalupe, because she was just so happy that he got approved. Of course, everyone was. And the day after the interview, on July 27th, that's when we headed to go to his mom's, which is his hometown in Jalisco, Mexico. We went from Ciudad Juarez Airport to Guadalajara Airport, and they picked us up there, which was a 2-hour drive back to his hometown. We got in Guadalajara late, so we got back to his mom's house pretty late. But it wasn't a bad drive. It was my first time out of the country, actually. I should have added that in there in the beginning, but it was my first time and my son's first time, because it was me, my son, and my husband, which of course he's from Mexico, so he's been there before. So it was a little scary process for me too, to have to go through immigration and all that, but through the airports was easy. It was easy for us to get through immigration and just fill out a form pretty much to get through immigration, and they stamp your passport, ask you how many days you're going to be in Mexico and all that. But in Degollado, for the most part, we had a good time. We went sightseeing, met all his family, had dinners together, went to restaurants. I'll put some photos of all the places we went. We saw such a pretty waterfall that had a lake and mountains. The greenery is so beautiful there with all the mountains and the hills, and there's so many animals, like cows. Even had zebras, which was crazy, buffaloes in their yard, like in their ranch, which was awesome. I loved seeing the culture there, eating the food, seeing how they live. A big difference between America, well, the United States anyways, very big difference than to what we're used to. So it was way different for me, especially never being out of the country and not knowing the language very well. So everybody was speaking Spanish. Even when we were in Juarez, everybody was speaking Spanish to me, coming out to me speaking Spanish, and I was just like, Fernando, can you translate, please? But of course he did, which was good, because he's very fortunate to be bilingual. He knows a lot of English and he knows Spanish, of course. He's almost fluent in English. We almost got him there. We got to his mom on a Saturday, July 27th. It was a Saturday. And on August 2nd, they sent us the email to go to the DHL in Guadalajara, because that's where his visa packet was going to be sent. So we drove there around 12 p.m. because it said it was going to be there by the end of the day, so we didn't want to get there too early, but we didn't want to get there too late. So we drove there around 12 p.m. We drove there around 12 p.m. Got there around 2. Got to the DHL. He picked up his packet, which was easy. He just showed his ID and the email, tracking number, and they gave it to him. Now, there's the DHL package, which has your visa packet in it, and also has your visa that's inside your passport in there. So you don't open the yellow packet. You just get your visa out because you need it for traveling and all that kind of stuff. So he took that out, made sure the visa was in there. It was in there. It's good. Said it's good for a year. He was a permanent resident now. While we were in Guadalajara, I went to the zoo. It was an awesome zoo. They had the animals running everywhere. They weren't all caged up in one little spot. I mean, some were, but they had a lot of places where all the animals were running together like it was their natural habitat, which was awesome. And they had like, I don't remember what you call those, but it was like a thing that you sit in and it goes around in the sky. And me and his mom went on that, and at the end of that there's a very beautiful view. So if you ever go to Guadalajara, make sure to go to the Guadalajara Zoo. And I'll put some pictures from there also, which was really cool. That we went on like a little safari, and the giraffes, I love giraffes. They came right up to the safari car and you could touch them, take pictures with them. We even got a selfie with one, which was cool. On August 5th, we went to the Basilica in Mexico City. That was on a Monday. It was very beautiful there. The church was beautiful, them praying and everything, singing, all that kind of stuff. His mom wanted to go there, like I said, to say thank you to the saints. I believe it's the Guadalupe. I'll put some pictures of where we went, so then you'll know what I'm talking about and you'll see how it looks like. It's very pretty there, very, very pretty. Now the next day after that, August 6th, a Tuesday, my husband wanted to make sure that his dad was healthy and everything before we left. He was taking him to the doctors, getting a blood test, x-rays, chest x-rays, everything. So on August 6th, he had a doctor's appointment to go to a heart specialist to see if everything was okay with his heart, which it was, thank God. And we were supposed to go grocery shopping after the doctor because it was in a different town. We were in Degollado and it was in Michoacan, I believe. So we were supposed to go to the Walmart because there's not a Walmart in my husband's town. So we were supposed to go to the Walmart and get a few things for dinner the following night. And while we were at the doctor's office, my husband got a call and it said Consulate of Ciudad Juarez. So I was like, answer, because he was ringing. He was sitting right next to me. And he answered and he stepped outside. And I was like, oh, what could it be? What could it be? Maybe we forgot something. I don't know. Maybe we just forgot something at the DHL, or they wanted to make sure we got the visa packet or something. My husband comes back in and he's like, I have bad news. And I'm like, oh God. My heart like sunk to my stomach. I was like, what is it? He was like, somebody just called and said that my visa was canceled and I can't return back to the United States with the visa that I have because it's no good. And I was like, are you serious? Are you sure that's what they said? And he was like, yeah, I'm sure. He was like, they called and they said, this is blah, blah, blah from the consulate in Ciudad Juarez. I'm looking for my husband's name, which is Caesar. And he was like, yeah, this is him. And the guy said, sir, we're going to need you to return back to the embassy and bring your visa packet. and you're gonna meet somebody in the front of the embassy, and they're gonna give you a ticket. They're gonna give you a ticket, and you're gonna go to an officer because we need you to return your visa packet. It's no good. You cannot return to the United States because your visa is no good. Like, basically tell him he's basically telling him don't try to go back to the United States because your visa is not gonna work at the airport at all. They're not gonna let you in. So he was like, he just told him, okay, you know, he was like, so like, why? Like, why? What did I do? Why did I go through this process? Everything was good at the medical, good at the biometrics, good at the interview. They went through the process again to send me the visa. Like, what is going on? And I was like, what do we do? And he was like, I need to go back to Juarez. And I was like, are you serious? Are you gonna go? Are you gonna leave me and the baby here? Because we were at his mom's house. So I was like, I don't understand the language very well. I don't want to be here by myself. And it's an extra like $800 for all three of us to go back, and we already have our flights for back home because we were leaving that following Thursday. And he was like, well, just let me go, and we don't have to spend all the money. And I'm like, maybe we can switch the flight from going home. Maybe we can just switch it and go to the other one. They wanted $1,000 to switch the flight because it was the next couple days that we were leaving. I was like, no, we can't do that. Maybe we can all three go. So we were freaking out. He was just like, calm down. We didn't even go to the grocery store because we just felt sick to our stomachs. So we went straight to his mom's. I couldn't eat or anything. I was like sick for the next 2 days before we left. And he was like, calm down. We're gonna go back to my mom's. So we'll just figure it out when we get there. And I was looking at flights and everything, just saying. So I messaged my grandma when we got there to his mom's house. And I was like, Grandma, I don't want to call because I know I'm gonna cry because I was a nervous wreck. And I was telling her what happened about the call, and we were looking for flights and everything. My grandma finally messaged me back, and she was like, do not go. That's a scam. That is a scam. Do not go. And I was like, how is it a scam? So I just start Googling and YouTubing and asking people. Even on this Facebook site that I was on, everybody was like, scam, scam, scam. I couldn't find nothing on Google saying that the embassy calls you to tell you that your visa is canceled. They don't do that. So we spent most of the day crying because we were just like such nervous wrecks. He was crying. I've never seen him cry since we've been together. 3 years we've been together, I've never seen him cry. So his mom took the baby. She took him out so we could get a break because we needed to rethink things and figure out what we were going to do. We called the embassy and they transfer us to the NBC, and my husband's like, hey, can you check my visa for me because I got a call today from the consulate and they're telling me that it's canceled. And they were like, okay, yeah, let's type it in. What's your address? What's your name? What's your passport number? And he gives them all that information, and they go, your visa's fine, you can continue with your visa. And we're like, are you sure? Are you sure you have my name and everything right? You read it back, yeah, your visa's fine, you can continue with your visa. So we're like, okay. Maybe they haven't put it in the system yet, so let's wait a few hours. Let's wait till almost when they close and we'll call again. So we wait. In the meantime, I'm emailing the consulate and asking them because the guy said you could also email them. So I emailed them and asked them like, hey, we just got a phone call from the consulate saying that my husband's visa has been canceled. And I gave them his name, his passport number, and their address, and we just want to know what do we do if it's true. Mind you, he's already got the visa packet and the visa. He already got it from the DHL. So I'm messaging my grandma and my other family, and they're like, don't go. Do not go back to Ciudad Juarez. It's a scam. It's a sophisticated scam, and they do that there. I forget what they call it, but they have some smart people there who will do anything they can to get a hold of your documents. So from what my grandma was Googling and everything, and from what she put together, she was like, you're going to go back to Juarez. They're going to take Fernando's documents because they probably have it all set up already. It's a setup. That's what it is. They're going to take all Fernando's documents. They're going to take you and take the baby. This was in her head. And they're going to kill Fernando, get his documents, and they're going to put you and your kid into sex slavery. That's what they're going to do. So I'm like, maybe she's right. Why would they do that? What did we do? Like, how did they get his name? Like, what is going on? So we were a nervous wreck. We were having a horrible day. The last 2 days being there, it was horrible. We didn't even want to be there, but we had no choice. Like, we just wish, because we were going to leave the day after he got the visa, which he got his visa on a Friday. We would have left that Saturday, which we didn't, but we regretted that so bad because he wanted to stay there with his mom a little longer. Of course, he hadn't seen his mom in 9 years. Who wouldn't want to stay there longer? Who wouldn't want to be there for as long as they can? But we didn't go back that Saturday, and we regretted it because we would have known we were home, we were safe, and we didn't get that call until we got home. But obviously the visa would have been good. It would have been a good visa because how would we get home? How would they scan it through the airport, typing the numbers in, doing all that? How would he do that? So later that day, we called the embassy again. They transfer us to the NVC, which is the National Visa Center. And they usually email. They'll send you an email. That's what they did the whole process. Send us emails about what we were going to do, and here's the forms, here's the interview letter, all that kind of stuff. That's what they usually do. So my husband asked again, hey, I got a call yesterday and they're saying my visa's canceled and I can't return back to the United States, and I don't understand why, and I want you to make sure for me if that's the case. Types everything in the computer, what's your address, what's your name, what's your passport number, types it all in. He goes, your visa's fine. I don't see anything wrong with it. And my husband's like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Is there anybody else there you can ask? Like somebody higher than you that you can ask? A manager or anything? No, it would tell us in the computer if it was canceled. Your visa is not canceled. Continue with your visa. Okay, thank you. Still doubts in the back of our head, like, what is going on? Why would they call us? What was that call for? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. That day also, we were having a horrible day, a very horrible day. Still crying and upset and so sad. Like, what if it's true? Now, the next day we're supposed to go home. So we're thinking, like, at the airport, what if they don't let us through? What if they don't let us through customs or anything? But like my grandma said, if your visa is bad, whenever you get to the Guadalajara airport to come back to America, they're not going to let you come. They're not going to let you come and have to pay for you to go back if your visa is bad. Because when you get to the airport, they type in your visa all on the computer and everything. They type in the code on it and everything. So if it goes through, I mean, they wouldn't let you fly if it was canceled. Which is so right, which she was so right. So I was like, please Lord, let us through tomorrow. Just through Guadalajara. I'll be so happy because then I know that we're going back to my home country, America. Because I was a nervous wreck there. I didn't even feel comfortable the last 2 days. I didn't even feel like I belonged there. Like, I felt like somebody's targeting me and my family. I don't belong here. That's what I'm thinking. I didn't want to go out of the house. I didn't want to eat. So I wouldn't even eat because I wasn't hungry. My heart was in my stomach. I was still having doubts. I was like, what if I don't go home with my husband? My son needs my husband. What if the visa is canceled and we get to the airport and they don't let us leave? Well, I mean, of course me and my son will leave, but us is me, my son, and my husband. Like, that's us. That's my family. That's who I want to go home with. So my heart was just pounding like the whole time, the whole 2 days. Even when we went to the airport to go home, and my heart was pounding so bad. I was just like, this is a freaking nightmare. This cannot be happening. This cannot be true. So we were supposed to leave August 8th, which was on a Thursday. The day before, August 7th, we call the embassy again. And they transfer us to NVC. This time we get more details, we get more explanation, we get exactly what's going on. So my husband asked, hey, I got a call yesterday and they say my visa is canceled and I can't return back to the United States. Can you give me some information on that? The guy, yes. let me transfer to the NBC. When I transfer to the NBC, they go, what's your address, blah, 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 types it in. What's your name, what's your passport number, you type it all in. He goes, your visa's fine. My husband's like, are you sure? Yes, it's fine. And he was like, why would I get a phone call? Why would you guys call me? He said, sir, we don't call. You will get an email from the NBC. The NBC, keep that in mind. You will get an email. We do not call to tell people that their visa is canceled. We do emails. And he told him, you would have never received your visa and your visa packet if your visa was canceled. The day you leave the embassy after your interview when you are approved until the day we send the visa, that time period right there, we're making sure everything is correct. Everything is true. Everything is in place. All the information we got is correct. You would have never received your visa. If we needed more documents in the DHL, you would have received your passport with a blue paper telling you need more documents. You would have never received your visa packet or your visa. He was like, okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for telling me that, because I didn't know that. That makes me feel a lot better. Which it did. It made us feel a lot better. We felt like, okay, maybe this is a scam. Like my grandma said, it's a sophisticated scam. They're smart. They're very smart there, and they're very manipulative. August 8th, Thursday, we're leaving from Mexico. We're going back to our home in Panama City, Florida. We were so nervous. The drive from Degollado, which is my husband's hometown in Mexico, to Guadalajara is 2 hours. So we were nervous the whole ride. We were like, oh, please, hopefully they'll let us go through. Let us go to our terminal. Let us get on our plane. Let us go home. Let us get through customs, everything. And we'll be okay. We'll be fine. So we get there. We check in. He checks in all the passports. Everything's fine. Everything went smooth. Had to pay the immigration because we stayed there a little longer than we told the immigration we were. Which we should have known. We should have went home Friday after we got Saturday after we got the visa packet, I'm sorry. We paid the immigration. They let us go to our terminal, let us get on the plane. Everything was fine. We got on our plane. We got to Atlanta. We went through security and all that. And we got to go to customs. We had to go to customs, the immigration. And my husband did his fingerprints, took a picture of me and him. They didn't need a picture of the baby. They took us to the room. It was like a waiting area, and there was like 2 officers at a desk. And they just call them up and they ask them questions, and they make sure that they're going to be in America for the right things. And then we're like so nervous. Like I'm literally shaking, like, because I was like, oh, this is it. This is when we know. This is when we know if we're going home. So they say, sir, and they call him up to the front. He was literally up there for less than 5 minutes, and he comes back and he's like, we're good. I was like, oh my god. I didn't see him come back with a visa packet, which probably would have. They probably would have took it. That's when they take the visa packet, is at the customs. They take the visa packet. They actually take it when you're doing your fingerprints at like the little desk. They take it there and they put it in the baggie and they give it to the officers. And when you get there, they'll take the visa packet, open it up. It's like some private information between the government and the immigration. That's what it is. Also, Atlanta Airport, where we flew from Guadalajara, is the biggest airport in the world. Google it. I might put it on the screen for you. The biggest airport in the world with the most strict security. So once they told him he was good to go, I was like, your visa's fine. You're good to go. So he put a stamp on his visa and it said like admitted, and he put the CR1 because that's the kind of visa he had. A CR1 was in the stamp. It said the date and everything, like when we came, August 8th, 2019. And that's all he asked him was, is this your address? He held up paper. Is this your address? Brandon's like, yes. He said, okay, you'll get your green card within 3 to 6 months. Stamps his visa, puts the thing, here's your visa, have a good day. That was it. We went to our next terminal to get on our plane to go home. Everything was smooth. We were so happy. Like, thank God we got through customs. Because they're scary. If you see their uniforms, you're like, oh my Lord. Like, they look like they're about to go to war. That's what they look like. Like, they're ready. They're ready for something to go down. And we got home to Panama City, Florida. Thank God we made it home. Made it home safe. We made it home healthy. We made it home fine. We were still a nervous wreck. Still had doubts in the back of our minds. Still do. But we're home. Today makes 2 weeks that we've been home. And today is, let me check, August 22nd. Today we've been home for 2 weeks. Now the day we got home, it was a Thursday. So on Friday morning, we went to the Social Security office. We got my husband's Social Security applied for. He got it in the mail the next week. Once he got his Social Security number, we went to get his driver's license. He got his driver's license now, which doesn't expire for 8 years. We thought they were only going to give it to him for a year, but they gave it to him for 8 years, which was great. So now he's driving. He doesn't have to worry about getting pulled over or getting in trouble at all while he's on the road, because he has a driver's license, so he doesn't need to worry about that anymore. And we have the Social Security number. So the green card won't come for probably another, I'm going to give it 6 months. I'll give it the most. That's what I'll do. So we had been home for 4 days, and on August 12th, I finally got a reply back from the embassy, an email. And here, I'll read it to you. It says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Lopez. According to instructions given to you by phone on August 6, 2019, it is necessary for you to come to the U.S. Consulate in Ciudad Juarez for a follow-up interview and to return your visa package at the appointment. As stated previously by phone, you have an open appointment Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m., excepting holidays and administration dates." That's all it says. Now, on the phone, they told him to return his visa packet. He could not return back to the U.S. because his visa was canceled. Now they're saying he has a follow-up interview. So I probably just ignored this email. Here it is. I don't know if you guys can see it. And they just keep stressing on that visa packet. They want that visa packet. So they're practically saying, like, he can come Monday through Friday, like, whenever he wants, 8 to 10 a.m. That doesn't even make sense. So we just left that email alone. We're not even going to answer it or reply to it or anything like that, because we just feel like it's a scam. How would he get all the way here? He got through customs. They took his immigration. They took his visa packet. We don't even have his visa packet to take back to the follow-up interview anyways. So that's off. But he has his driver's license now and his Social Security number, and they got the visa number and everything when they did that. So I feel like, in my state of mind, he wouldn't have got his Social Security number. He wouldn't have got his driver's license. He wouldn't have got here to Panama City, Florida, in the United States, first of all, if his visa was canceled. And from everybody telling me and what I've been Googling and YouTubing and everything, it's a scam. That's what it is. It's a sophisticated scam. They're very smart. They know what they're doing. They do this for a living. And if this video that I'm making right here can save one person's life, if it is a life or death situation, then I know me doing this video was something right. And I'm hoping everyone going to Ciudad Juarez, Mexico for a visa interview, no matter what kind of visa it is, that you will watch this video and you will listen to me and call the embassy, and they'll transfer you to the embassy. If they tell you your visa is good, your visa is good. If they tell you that they'll email you, they'll email you. Don't listen to the call in the email. Even though it looks so legit, just do not listen to it. I promise you, we're home, we're safe. My husband's at work, he has his driver's license, Social Security number. We're changing his Social Security number on everything soon. Now we're just waiting for his green card. And if you listen to my video, you will be back home with your husband or your wife, whoever it may be, and your family, and living the American dream. I wish everyone good luck. if you are going through this process, and prayers that everything goes good for you. Keep your head up, everything's gonna be okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want any more videos about our immigration experience, our visa experience, like what documents I had to bring, copies of documents, real documents, the type of documents, or if you even want my husband to do a sit down video with me and tell you about his experience inside the interview and inside the medical and inside the biometrics, if you would like that, so you know what he went through and all the details, just leave a comment down below. And if you need to talk to me or you have any questions, I'll leave my email down below as well. Please hit my like button and the subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications, and share this video. Share. Let's get this word out here. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.